Never, never, never die. Never die. Never die. Never die. Never die.
Fuck you. All right, it is 5:24 in the morning. It is early as fuck. The angry dad is up, and I have a special guest with me. But before I get into all of that, I want to thank Blackstone Labs for sponsoring this podcast. And you can get 20% off your entire order at blackstonelabs.com. Look, you want to get jacked, you want to get shredded, you want to get huge, whatever it is you want to achieve in your goals, you need assistance with that. Blackstone Labs can help you. That's 20% off your entire order at blackstonelabs.com. Use promo code B2the4thpower at checkout and get hooked up. Like I said, you want to get huge, you want to get shredded, you want to do whatever it is you want to do in the gym. Blackstone Labs has the product for you. That's 20% off at checkout with promo code B2the4thpower. Also, to C&H Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. Look, if you need concrete work done, whether it's residential, commercial, it doesn't fucking matter. They can take care of you. Look, sidewalks, patios, driveways, foundations. No job too big, no job too small. They'll take care of you. That is the San Francisco Bay Area C&H Concrete. All the information in the notes, in the bottom. Check them the fuck out. And as I said, I had a special guest. Everybody knows who the fuck I am. So let my guest introduce himself.
Go. Hey guys, I'm Weinstein. I'm a therapist trying to bring more awareness to dad issues, men's issues, parenting issues, and mental health in general.
You see, and you hear that's one of the things that I always talk about in this podcast. So like, you know, me growing up, one of the things that I've grown up with is not knowing what the fuck. I never had a father figure. I never had anyone that really guided me. I had my mom and I had the streets. I had my uncles. You know, I grew up in a very dangerous neighborhood. I grew up in a very crazy, chaotic place. And, you know, no one ever talks about those kind of issues or needing to see a therapist or getting help. You know what I'm saying? In general, that's one of the most craziest things in the world. No one ever thinks a man needs that. Because when I was growing up, I grew up old school. I grew up, you need to be a bad motherfucker. You need to keep your mouth fucking shut. Don't complain about nothing and just do what you're supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy when you grow up like that. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the norm.
So true. So true. You're told to like suck it up, be a man, you know, just deal with it, just tough it out.
It's the truth, you know. And like I said, it took me. Like I said, I've had my own personal struggles and strife in life. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm twice divorced. I got 4 kids. I'm married, a third time. I love my beautiful wife, and you know she's crazy as fuck just to be with me, just to be in the situation I am. Because like I said, I got one crazy baby mama, and I got one, you know, she kind of gets it, baby mama, and I got 3 with my first, 1 with my second. And like I said, it's just dealing with that drama, you know. It's just like when a man goes through those kind of things, those struggles and strifes in life, like what is a man supposed to do? Like 90% of the time, you always hear, "Oh, she's gonna get the kids, she's gonna take care of the kids, she's gonna do all these crazy fucking things," and we're just supposed to take it. You know what I'm saying? Like with the stuff that I grew up and the stuff that I did growing up in my life. Like I said, I've watched a lot of your videos and you just talk about men uplifting each other, which is something we don't do. And it's one thing that I always do. It's one thing that I produce in this, try to produce as much as I can with this podcast is self-awareness of helping yourself. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that you need it, you know. Can you elaborate a little more on the things that you're trying to make sure men understand?
Yeah, the thing I'm trying to push lately and something that I'm noticing a lot more is that when I was going through my stuff and as a man and my anxiety and parenting issues, fatherhood issues, just a struggle as a human being, I realized there was not a lot of stuff out there for guys, which is how I found you. Because I was searching stuff for guys and you came up. But it's very rare and far between any support for guys as much as there is for girls because of just that natural sense of like that thing that's totally just taught to us as a kid, like deal with it, grow up, be a man, suck it up. You don't have emotions. Emotions are weak. They're girly. Don't be vulnerable. Don't share your stuff. Just keep it in, hold it in. Don't get help.
Yeah. It's just so insane. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just, like I say, when I was growing up, a man's supposed to provide, a woman's supposed to take care of. You know, and growing up in the ages I grew up, it's what I expected, and especially too because, like I said, I didn't have a normal family. Like I said, I grew up in a 2-bedroom duplex. All right, with between 7 to 12 people in it at all times. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a very tight family, and I'm so used to having everyone with me. I'm so used to having the chaos and craziness around me, and like I said, it was just family to me. But I didn't, what I thought was normal wasn't normal, but at the same time, like I said, there was no one there to emotionally guide me in what I needed to know. Like I said, that's one of those things they don't teach in schools, or one of the things that they don't bring up in life for boys is, to express your feelings, to say how you feel, to actually communicate the problems that you're having. Because a lot of times, like I said, you, as a boy and as a man, you were just like, don't fucking act like that. Keep your emotions. No one needs to see that. But the thing is like, as I grew up and I went through the situations of life that no one really taught me, that I didn't have an example to go from, I just kind of like stumbled upon what I needed to do. You know what I'm saying? I kind of just like, well, this is what people do. And when I mean people, these are the people on TV. This is what people do, because that was the only aspect that I saw of like what normality was. You know what I'm saying? It was like, well, this is what people on TV do, and I don't know what to do. I'm fucking stuck. Everyone's giving me all these like, you need to do this and you need to do that. And I'm like, well, what the fuck do I do? So I kind of just leapt into it. And when I actually seeked professional help for myself when I was going through my problems, and it's just so crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I went through a lot of your videos on Instagram, and I was like, man, he's fucking talking the truth. He's because these are the things that people don't talk about, you know what I'm saying? And like in the profession that you do, what's the most common thing that you come across?
Well, I work at a community clinic, so I work with everything and anything, but I think the biggest underlying thing is anxiety and depression, or just looking at your life and just not being happy.
And when you're saying that, like, what because I know what anxiety and depression feels like now, but for the average person that's not even knowing how they should feel, what are the things they should even be looking for?
So it's like the metaphor I use for anxiety is like a boa constrictor kind of tightening on your breath, your heart, your mind, your soul, just little by little, just sucking the life out of you. And depression is more of the hole that you feel like you're in, that you can't climb out without some help. It's so deep that you just don't want to get out of that hole. And, we all deal with nerves. We all deal with sadness. We all deal with all those emotions. It's when it gets to a point where it stops you from functioning, where it's really a problem and you need to get help.
And see, when you start feeling those emotions, you start feeling those problems, what's the typical, like I said, I'm just kind of going off of general, because like I said, I've been through it, so it's hard for me to describe, because, I'm not great with descriptions of words that with the problems that I have. I just know how to cuss and scream. But, like when people how do they actually convey what they're trying to get across to somebody who wouldn't understand?
Regarding anxiety and depression?
Yeah, exactly. Because that's one of the main underlying issues, is that with men we have, but we're not taught how to deal with it, or to even to speak of it.
So I would say that with anxiety, like it's that feeling like you're having a heart attack. It could seem like you are so overwhelmed that you can't deal with life. You become irritable. You become a little less patient. And with depression, is that feeling of total just drained energy, where you don't want to get out of bed. And it's not the normal, like, I'm tired because I have children. It's not the normal, I'm tired because I'm working crazy hours. It's this full-on body experience, and something feels wrong. Something feels off. And the problem is that guys usually say, oh, okay, I'll deal with it later, or no, I'm fine. It's I got to worry about the family. I got to worry about this. I got to do my job. And then they don't get help. And then it's too late sometimes.
Yeah, and when it gets to that too late problem, it's so hard to like really reach out, because like one of the things, like I said, when I was going through my problems and my issues, I felt weak to speak on it. I felt weak to say anything. I felt like I failed in life, because I'm depending on someone else to take care of what I need. And it's something that I see that happens on a constant basis. I constantly see it happen amongst my friends and my family. And it's always been a person like, look, if you have an issue, let me know. If you have problems, let me know. Because guess what? I've been there, bro. I could talk about this. I know what I'm speaking on, because I don't like that feeling. I never liked that feeling. I didn't know what the fuck I was going through, because I remember just waking up in piles of beer cans, like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I having this realization, you know what I'm saying? I had my mom, she was there. And, she went through, breakup with my dad. And like I said, I've never had a father figure around any of that stuff. But, she always constantly worked. So she was never home to really, dive down and take care of me. But when I was going through my spiral as an adult, you know what I'm saying, she kind of like, what the fuck's going on? You need to do something. You need to figure something out. And, eventually She was one of the key figures on me doing and accomplishing the things I wanted to do, because, my mom always worked so hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of things too, is like, in anything in life, if you want something, you have to work for it. And it's just like your sanity. It's just like, getting yourself out of depression and anxiety, is you have to work on it to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of things that people don't know. As much as, you feel tired and you feel exhausted and you feel drained, you have to work for these things. You have to, what I'm saying? Like, to fix anything, it takes hard work. And you gotta want to do it. And it's so
a very
hard
active process.
Yeah, and it's so hard to get out of it. You know what I'm saying? What are the things that you recommend for people to kind of like start working through it and starting, to put that first step forward? Because that's the hardest one, to continue any journey. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I think the first thing that you said, I want to just touch on something that you said something about feeling weak. That idea of feeling like ashamed and embarrassed and weak about just admitting that you have a problem is so true with most people, and specifically with men, about saying, hey, I really am struggling, and it takes someone else to go, dude, something's wrong, like, go get help. So I would say when it comes to people like actually getting the help, and the first steps is finding it. You have to be very self-aware to know what you're dealing with. And also it's about admitting it. The first step is admitting that you have a problem. It's like with all the AA and NA and all those like support groups, same thing with therapy. If you don't admit the fact that you have a problem, it's all BS and you're not really doing anything in therapy. You're just chilling, having a good time, talking to some random person. But until you admit that problem and put it out there, say, hey, like, life sucks right now. Like, I'm having a hard time. That's when things start working, because you already admitted the fact that you have a problem, to be able to put it out there in the world, to be able to deal with it.
Give me a second, I lost you there. There we go. Yeah, but it's true. It's so true, because you have to admit it. You know what I'm saying? And it's that first step. But the thing is, admitting wrong is so ingrained into men. You know what I'm saying? People do not speak on that at all. That's like one of the things that, like, it's okay to be wrong. We all make mistakes. We're all human beings. We're all people in this world. And, that's one of the things I always try to talk about too. It's like, look, realize this shit. You know what I'm saying? People aren't perfect, but the thing is you don't need to be perfect. You just need to make sure that you understand that it's okay to be wrong. It's okay to make mistakes, and it's okay to fail. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I can't admit it. I can't say it enough. If you don't fail, then you don't have that solid foundation. You don't understand what it is to not have nothing, to get to the top and have it all, and it be stable. You know what I'm saying? Because once you build that solid foundation of, like, I understand life now, I get it, I've been there, I've done this, and you know what? It's okay. And then when and it just sucks, because failure is always taught wrong. It's not a lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? It's something not ingrained, because we're so competitive. And in this world, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I gotta get it. I gotta do better. I gotta be better. It's like, no, it's cool. It's cool to lose. It's cool to fucking fail. It's cool to fuck up, because guess what? You know better. You learned that lesson. You're now a better person, because you've learned to go past it. You know, and it just sucks so much that, you see, like, I just see it in the ways of men and the ways of guys, that it just like, what do we do? How do we do? It's a uplift each other and bring each other up, and not hold each other down. And it's just so mind-blowing sometimes, the way that we act towards each other. You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny, because you see that in women. You see that support of, like, girl power, and come together and support each other, and, like, we're going to help each other through this, and we're going to be together, and we're going to work together. And you don't see that as much as guys. We're more like lone wolves, and like, we'll deal it on our own. And something you said before about the idea of failure, just two things on that. When this idea of everyone's a winner, like, I think it's really cute and really nice, but it doesn't teach anyone that it's okay to be in second place, be in third place, and be in fourth place, or be in last place and lose. And also, when I went through my stuff, I was at my lowest point, and it taught me and appreciated what I have every day because of that low point, because I went through that stuff, because I was dealing with being on the floor almost at the point of ripping my hair out and crying, because I was so overwhelmed and anxious, having a panic attack. It taught me that I can deal with a lot more than what I thought. So you need to fail. You got to get those lows to get the highs.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just so weird, because those peaks and valleys, they hit you hard. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, it's always a great high, and it's always a horrible low. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is to understand that it's just a journey. You know what I'm saying? I always try to tell people all the time, it's like, if you ain't moving, what? It gets better. You know, and I'm constantly wanting people to understand that. You know, it's like I said, it's just I was looking forward to having you on because, like I said, is most people don't speak on this. It's like taboo almost. You know what I'm saying, for men. And I'm like, nah, fuck this shit. Let me tell you around. If someone was around when I was a kid, letting me know these things, I would have been able to handle life a lot differently. And so, like, it's good to put out this information. It's good to talk about this. It's good to get it on the table and make it feel like it's no longer taboo because we're fucking men. And we got to speak about our shit. You know what I'm saying? We got to let each other know what the fuck's going on, because if we don't, then what the fuck are we really doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, we're not helping nobody.
Not at all. I mean, it's funny when I post things about when I first had my daughter, and my wife had this beautiful connection. She fell in love with my daughter like that. And I didn't, of course, loved my daughter right when she was born, but I didn't have this overwhelming, I can't even put a word to it. I didn't have this extreme magical Disney moment that I thought was taught that that's going to happen when you have a child. You're going to look at this child, and then like there's going to be birds singing in the background and angels, you know, like sing songs, and it's going to be beautiful. It took weeks and months till I actually like had that connection with my daughter. And when I posted something about that, I had multiple guys reaching out. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you. I had the same thing, but they would never talk about it. They would never admit it without someone else posting about it, which I think is sad.
No, it's true as fuck, because like I said, I have 4, bro. And it's not that I didn't, just like I said, that magical moment. What it is like it's a realization. It's like an awakening, because like I said, I have this reoccurring moment all the time with all my kids now. Because like I said, when I was growing up, I was taught to work. I was working 12-hour days. All I knew was to fucking make money, take care of them, come home, eat, sleep, go to bed, see them a little bit. But now that I'm older and I realize that I don't like working, I don't like doing any of this shit. I have a job, but the thing is that's my job. Yeah. I know I don't put effort into my job. And when I mean don't put effort into my job, I'm talking about, look, they have my time. They have me there. I no longer bring it home. And then a lot of times when I'm driving with my kids, sitting down watching TV with my kids, or I'm just in general looking at my kids, I always have this rush of, oh my God, look at my child, regardless of how old they are. Because my kids range from age, and it just blows me away every time, because I always have this magical moment of like, can't believe that. Look at that. I did that. You know what I'm saying? That's something to be proud of. And the thing is like I said, it doesn't matter when you have it or if you're having it or when it comes on. It's the fact that you have realization of, oh my God, look at this person that I have. And it makes me so proud and to love them as much as you do. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the magical moment, is when you can actually just enjoy what you've created. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. 100%.
You know, and it's like I said, it's a lot of times, you know, like you said, men don't have, like I said, I didn't realize that or any of that. All I knew was I used to work an extreme job, bro. Extreme, like the kind of shit that like only crazy people worked at. I worked at a foundry making pipe. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been burned, scarred, stabbed, and that was more important to me to be alive at that moment in time than to realize that I'm taking care of some kids. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I worked for like 10 years. I worked in this extreme environment, you know what I'm saying? And it took 100% my focus. But once I left that place and I no longer worked there, and I actually worked at a regular 8-hour job, I used to work 612s, bro. 612s, man. Yeah, exactly. Insane. I've seen people just mangled, you know what I'm saying? And once I got a regular job, I was like, man, this is what life really is. You know what I'm saying? No stress, no mess. I'm like, I can actually enjoy the day. I'm just not coming home to eat and sleep and go back to work. You know, and that's the thing too, is like when guys have this feeling and emotion, you know, it feels great to be a badass. But the thing is like realizing, you know, being the most badass person in the world doesn't mean shit if you're not a good father, or if you're not a good person, or if you're not paying attention to what's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we get so stuck in our own bubble that you don't realize it. And then that's when the shit happens. Because that's exactly what happened to me. I was so focused on working and making money and taking care of everything that I didn't realize the other people around me. You know? And that's something that a lot of guys don't talk about either. You know what I'm saying? It's like actually being able to take time for yourself to understand, you know, like we have guy time. I'm going to have a beer with the guys. I'm going to enjoy my weekend. You know what I'm saying? I've deserved this. And that's what messes up a lot of guys, is because they feel they deserve a break, but they don't understand you have to take time from that break to be with your family. You know what I'm saying? It's so overwhelming. You know what I'm saying? That was always my downfall, is I was always willing to do what it took to make the money. I didn't realize I needed to do what it takes to take care of my family. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
powerful, dude.
Oh, it's fucking crazy, bro. Like I said, it's just, like I said, it's just, like I said, I was so. Two hands, and I know how to work. I can make money as long as these motherfuckers work. And it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's just so fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You know. But, like I said, before we get too far into this, plug your social medias, let people know where they can find you.
Yeah, so I have an Instagram account, elevation_LMSW. I have a website, elevation.org. And any guys out there or girls out there who are just looking for some support, love, care, or just need to talk, reach out. I can come and speak in your community. I can come talk to you individually. You just let me know. We can try to work something out.
Let them know. Like I said, you're in New York, so that's where everyone can find. You know what I'm saying? If within that area, let them know. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm going to plug you, post you, put everything I can in my podcast for you to make sure that people know where to find you, know where to look at, know where to find this motivation, this different talk. This, like I said, we as men, people in this world, we need to understand that, look, if we don't stand together, what happens with that? We fall. But if we hold each other up, support each other, and understand that, look, don't feel like a bitch. Don't feel like a punk. Don't feel like a loser. Don't feel inadequate in life, because the thing is, we all go through it.
Yep.
And that's that's the even playing field. We all go through it. You see what I'm saying?
100%.
That's it. Well, guess the fuck what? This is the Angry Motherfucking Dad. You want to watch this shit? IGTV, YouTube. You want to listen to shit? Spreaker, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, SoundCloud, Deezer, Alltail, Chaser, iHeartRadio. This motherfucker's everywhere. You can easily fucking find it. All right? You want to watch? Like I said, if you want to watch this shit, IGTV, YouTube. Remember, BlackstoneLabs.com, B2the4thpower at checkout, 20% off your entire motherfucking order. C&H Concrete, serving the San Francisco Bay Area. Make sure you go check them out. Also, like I said, make sure you check out my man right here. Like, share, follow, subscribe, whatever the fuck it takes. Let's help this man's media grow so he gets his information out there. So guess the fuck what? This is the Angry Motherfucking Dad. I'll see y'all motherfuckers on the next one. Fuck.
Never die. Always living. Always living. Always living. Always living. Always living. Always living. Always living.